Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Annie Around the Wild. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every single one of you. I really appreciate everyone and anyone who does support me in pressing that like button or the subscribe button. I really do appreciate that. It helps my little tiny channel out very much. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. So without further ado, what's new? What's going on? So I came back from the beach. We are back from the beach. We're in town. We're in the city. And yeah, we're just going to be chilling here. I upgraded, or not upgrade, well, yeah, upgraded. I changed my baby's cat tree. It's a little hammock tree where she had before. It's just the gray one she had. It wasn't stable and it was too small for her. It wasn't fitting her right. And I knew she wasn't comfortable, and she was like letting me know she's not comfortable, so I felt bad. So I got her old one back, and she's absolutely loving it. I will put the clip in here for all of you to see. I upgraded the baby's hammock to her old one. Look at her. I love you. While I was putting it together, she was laying on that hammock already when it was just laying there. Hey, honey, you approve? Is that more stable and more comfortable? Now, I lose a bit of access here. You see my trash can down here, that bear canister? That's my trash can. So I'm losing access to that. So I'm gonna have to move that out from there in order to actually empty it and stuff now. But it's okay, as long as she's comfortable. Look at that face. Hi! Congratulations. I love you. Look at that face. I love you. When we got into town, the first thing I did was go and get the princess's cat tree, and I set it up in the car and everything for her, and she was loving it since. While I was setting it up, she was sitting on the hammock portion while it was in pieces over here. She already knew what it was, so it was so cute. It was so funny. So we did that. We got that taken care of. So the princess over here is nice and comfortable. Here, if you want to see her, she's laying down here. I'm gonna switch it right here. She's sleeping like the little princess that she is, my little angel. And let's bring it back. Sorry for all the movement, everybody. But yes, so that is what we've been up to. And yeah, another little change. I registered again for classes in Pasadena, for my college classes. I have been holding that off for a year. And so, yeah, so with my last statistics class, so math is really difficult for me. Not life math, but college class math, math that I don't need in my life kind of math, but you only need for tests and exams in school. That kind of math I have issues with. I just really do. Anyway, so I really broke my ass in this statistics class. And I really put all my time, all my effort into nothing but that one stupid class, okay? And that one class literally took over my entire life just so I can pass the class. And I was doing so well. And the teacher, I usually refer to all my teachers as professor, but she is not professor level, not yet. She was young. She was my age, she's probably mid-30s, early 40s. She couldn't have possibly been too much. She wasn't older than me, no way. And she probably looked at me, assumed things and assumed I'm a high school kid or something. I don't really know. But she probably went with whatever assumptions she did in her head. And she was a new teacher. She was a young teacher, and so usually what happened doesn't usually happen, but it really kicked me in the punani, and on the final, I don't know, somewhere in the overall grading, she marked it so that I was 3 points off, you know, and she knew I needed that class in order to go forward. And she saw and knew how hard I was working. The professors are able to see when the students are going into like tutoring and stuff. It's all in your student ID, you know. They can track your movements on campus, you know. So you can't just lie and say you were somewhere when you weren't. They're gonna know it because you have to check in with your student ID. So she knows like how hard I was working, and she was also making things very like more complicated. Even the math is already hard, and she was making it even more complicated. And I made the stupid mistake of not going on Rate My Professor to check like her ratings beforehand, and she wouldn't have really even had any ratings because it was like her first year or second year like teaching or something like that. So what kind of ratings could she have possibly had, you know what I mean? Anyway, so she ended up not passing me for that really important class for only 3 points. Now, if this was any other trained professional professor who knows like I needed that to like move forward and how hard I was working, 3 points, like, okay, just put some extra credit in there or something, you know. You can do something where you can just make up those measly 3 points, you know, so you can pass on. And the professors usually, whether male or female, it doesn't matter, man or woman, a professor who has years under their belt would never just do that, you know, and be like, oh no, sorry. They would only do that if like you're someone who's slacking off. You know, but if you're someone who's working hard and is really struggling, they would never do that to you. And so this was really crazy. And then I started like noticing her, like instead of her parking in the professors' parking areas, like the teacher parkings, she would come and park where our parking spaces are. And so she was taking up spaces that we needed as students to come to class, you know, and she's not allowed to do that, you know, so that was very interesting. So yeah, she was, after that, I just needed a break, and here we are a year later, and I'm just going back because I don't think I'll ever get over that. Honestly, I don't think I will ever get over that. I will never get over that. I will never forget that. I'll get over it, but I won't forget it, I should say. I'll never forget that, because that was just so unprofessional and so insane to do. It was just like, wow, is this what it is, you know? And, you know, it's just like every class you take, it's money. Every class you take is gonna need a book. That's money. That book, if it needs a new CD, you can't just reuse an old book. You need to buy the new book because you need that CD-ROM, right? Things like that, you know. And so for a professors understand this, you know. And so for her to just be like, oh yeah, for 3 points, yeah, you're gonna have to pay a couple $100 for the class, and then another couple $100 for this book again. Yeah, you're gonna have to take it again. You know, it's like, it was just so unprofessional, and it just really shone. It really it shines a whole light on her entire character. So yeah. I believe in karma, so she's gonna get her karma. I know that. But ever since then, I was just like, you know, screw this. Like, I'm done with school for now. Like, I'm just done, because it's just constant money left and right, and it's a lot of money. It's not cheap. College is not cheap. And, you know, financial aid, like, they help you, but then you have to eventually pay that money back. So it's not free. Okay, it's not like, oh, just get financial aid, Annie. The only difference with financial aid is instead of paying now, you're going to pay later. Eventually, you have to pay. So financial aid is not free. I don't think people understand that you have to repay your financial aid. Like when you graduate and start working or whatever, assuming you do find a job when you graduate, I can't tell you how many people have like their AA and bachelor's degrees with no job under their belt, and like they have like side jobs that they didn't even, you know, work, you know, like they spent all of this money on a degree and they're not even working or in a job that is based on their degree. And I'm just trying to not end up like one of those people, because that's a waste of money. And these colleges and institutions, they don't do ethical behaviors. They're not very ethical. Like, I'm a science person, but I also really realize and understand how much unethical and inhumane things happen in the name of science, all backed by our money. And it's not just taxpayer money. It's a lot of the money comes from us students, colleges, universities. Those is where the main funds come in from. So where and what colleges and what I do, really, that's why I'm just not in a rush. You know, like, I have younger cousins who, when I go see them, you know, they see me like once every, I don't know, 8 years or something, and they'll be like, oh, you're still in school? Like, they think that there's one way to life and that's the only way. Like, there are thousands of ways to make money in this world. You can have a job wherever you go in this world. The people who raise you and tell you any different are lying to you. They just want you to live a certain way. You know, like, they think if you don't have a degree, or if you don't, you know, have a like big ass house, that you're not doing anything right with your life. And that's why here in LA you see everyone owning things that is not even under their own names and that they can't even afford out here. All right, and just making it seem like, from the outside, making it seem like they have what they don't. It's all just a persona. And I'm just not okay with that. Like, I don't want to be one of those people. So I'm living my life the way I want to live it, you know? So yes, I'm still in college, and I am okay with that because I'm making the decisions based on me. You know how many careers I've changed, how many jobs I've had? That's all experience that none of anyone will have who is just sticking to one thing. You will have experience in only one thing. You will have knowledge in only one thing. But what about everything else? So that's, you know, sorry, I know I went on a tangent, but yes, so this was a really big deal for me to just like reapply to school, because it really bothers me that we work so hard and like another person who doesn't even know us gets to say whether, you know, we're good enough. And I think that is really wrong in this world. And I understand that's how shit works, but it's just really wrong. So yeah, I'm just trying to do what I can, do what I need. Now I'm in a 12-step program. I've been in many 12-step programs actually for a little over 6 years. Since 2019 January, yeah, so you know, I do a lot for people. I have done a lot for people. Right now, not so much, because I don't know why. I don't know why, but I have done a lot for people. I have been to so many halfway houses, and I have helped and spoken to and tried to sober up so many people and help so many lives. And so obviously, you know, if I want to turn that into something that actually supplies me money to pay my bills, the only thing closest to that would be like a counselor or a psychologist. So I've always, you know, thought about that. And so before this, I was originally 10 years ago, I was in the dental program. So I was a dental assistant and doing RDA work as just an assistant. And then, but I was doing RDA work in the office because I was so good. I can make you teeth in like literally 2 hours. I can have your teeth ready and done. So that's also why when like these dentists like say like, oh, it's gonna take like this vast amount of time for you to get dentures or something, in my head I'm like, what are you talking about? Like 10 years ago, I know technology only gets better. And 10 years ago, like I'm like, you know, I was able to do that. I know you can, you know. So yeah, I was in the dental field And I have an issue with needles. I don't like that. So I almost fainted a couple times, and I also was getting harassed in the workplace. And so I left. And I decided, instead of trying to go to a different office, I was going to change my major completely. Now, mind you, I had graduated with honors from dental, but I decided to completely change my major around completely. And so that's what happened. And that's where we are. I'm a science person, like I said, so I've always kept it out of science. And then it was anthropology. From anthropology, it was the criminology. And then it was all my professors and all my law classes. Everyone wanted me to be a prosecutor. Everyone was telling me that I would make a great prosecutor. But I was like, I don't want to throw people in jail. Like, you know, they're like, you would make an amazing prosecutor. I was like, I don't want to throw people in jail, like, you know, because I'm really good with like facts and like putting things together. So anyway, and so from there it went to something else, to something else, to something else, to something else, until now here we are. I've been in psychology. It's just, I just took this 1 year break because of that kick in the ass that I got from that fucking 3-point bullshit last semester. And I was just like, I'm not gonna give y'all my money. I was just so mad. I was just so mad. I was so disappointed. I worked so hard and was passing and doing so well in a class that is very hard. And so that was just like, the teacher was on purpose being, let's just be honest, she was being a straight up bitch for no reason. I don't know what her reasoning was in her brain. Quite honestly, I don't care. Like I said, karma. So yeah, next month we're gonna be starting school. So living here, one of my classes I was able to take as a fully online course. My other one, so I've always tried to learn Spanish because I want to learn Italian. I've taken 3 Italian classes and 6 Spanish classes. And every time I can't do it. I don't know why. It's just so hard for me to learn a language. I've also tried sign language. Now, sign language, I kind of remember. And when I was in management, we actually had deaf clients that only everyone would just have me help them. I remember the alphabet, and I don't remember how to say, like, I know this is I'm sorry, you know, but things like to make it a quick response, I don't remember. But I was talking to them, just spelling everything out, which took a long time, but hey, it was better than not being able to help them at all, right? So, which would have made my boss look really bad. And so that was something that made me also look good, that it wasn't perfect, but I made it work. And so I was like, I'm gonna, you know, for a language, I'm going back to sign language. So instead of Italian's my favorite language. I don't know why. I love Italian. I love Italian. I love Italian people. I love it. Even when you are cussing and you're pissed off, in Italian, it just sounds beautiful. I love Italian. So that's the language like I wish to learn. In order to learn that, I need Spanish. So Spanish I love. I love Mexico. I've been to so many places in Mexico. It's not even funny. So I've done so much traveling outside of this country and not enough in this country. So this is like, this whole van life thing, when I have the freedom to, I do plan on exploring and going state to state. You know, I just can't do that right now. I'm just living out of my car right now, you know, so that's just how it is right now. So anyway, so for August, the psychology class is going to be fully online. So my plan for August is, so the class that's going to be face-to-face, I'm hoping that the car fits in the underground parking with the roof rack. Now, so far, it's been fitting in underground parking lots. So far, fingers crossed. So far, I haven't had an issue even at Whole Foods. So I'm hoping it will fit in the parking lot. And so I'm hoping that I can just park there, keep the car cool, because August is going to be really hot, you know. And so in that 2 hours that I'm going to be having to be in class physically for the sign language class, I need my baby to be okay in here. So and like they give you breaks in between when it's long classes, that you have breaks, and so I'm going to be coming and checking in on her. But yeah, so for starting from August all the way until December, I'm going to be in class. So, and then in January, I am going to Texas. So for that, I'm excited. Sorry, I had to do a little dance because I'm excited about the trip. But yeah, so that's the updates for that. Now at the beach, I was also trying to get a little picture while I was at the beach for all of you, because it was a beautiful full moon, okay? And during that full moon, it was like beautifully glistening onto the ocean. It was just so beautiful. And my DSLR camera couldn't do it because I didn't have my tripod. So that's one of the things I also plan on putting up in the attic today. I'm gonna go pick up my tripod and put it up in the attic space, so I have that. But I was able to take a really nice photo because my phone's camera is top-notch quality, knock on wood. That is what you pay for, right? When you get phones, when they're expensive. It's camera quality and the memory. Let's be real. So yeah, so the camera is really good. So I was able to actually get all of you a really nice photo, and I'm gonna show it to you here. So that's the photo I was trying to get all of you. And I just thought it was so pretty, and I hope it turned out good on here, because I forgot to take the picture as a wide angle for YouTube, and so it was long ways, because I was just trying to get everything in frame, you know. So that's why I did it long ways, and I forgot that YouTube prefers it to be wide. So hopefully it looks okay in here. So yeah, I was really trying to get that photo. I also have some photos of a surfer who was trying to surf in some mini waves, which he was doing a pretty good job, and then he started falling, but he was doing a pretty good job though, and I'll put those little videos here. Oh, and yeah, so that was the surfer. I thought that was cool. I was like zooming in. I was like, go dude, go. But yeah, he wasn't doing bad. And yeah, the weather was really nice over there. Over here, it's been hot. But yeah, we've been back into town, got the baby, her tree, and yeah, got registered for the classes. And yeah, so some things changing for next month is that starting August until December now, a lot of my time is going to be spent at the college campus, but it's going to be like spent in their underground parking areas. So I'm gonna stay there a majority of the day to get a lot of my work done that I'll need to for my classes. And then at night, I'm gonna have to find a place in the area that's good to sleep. So that's gonna be something really important that I need to do, which is finding a safe place to rest for the night until I gotta go back to class the next day. So that's an errand that has to be done sometime in the next few weeks. So yeah, I am excited about that. And yeah, I was just hoping to get all my classes online, but it's okay. But yeah, so we're doing that. spent some money on that, obviously, so that's that, but it's okay. It's education. Education is good. It's good to keep the mind working, you know. That's what I always think. No matter how old you are, just keep that brain working, you know. Keep it learning, keep it going. It also like prevents like dementia, Alzheimer's, by constantly learning and working your brain. It helps it function better as you age, so it's a good thing to do. So yeah, I just wanted to update all of you on that and update all of you on what's going on over here. The news and the weather is saying that it's going to cool down here soon. So fingers crossed it actually does. But yeah, last night was a little bit cool. I had the door open a little bit and it was nice. It wasn't bad. So yeah, that's all. I just wanted to let all of you know what's going on. And yeah, I let all of you know a little bit about myself too. So you got to know a little bit of information about me, some background info. If you were wondering anything about me, maybe it answered some of your questions. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day or night, wherever it is or whatever time it is that you're watching this. And until next time, I love you all so much. Peace out, stay safe, and remember to stay wild and free, you beautiful souls. Bye.